G'day, welcome race fans. It's your host Shane Guilford and you've joined us for the 10th round of the British Touring Car Championship hosted by Racecentre at Entertainment Park here in Bankstown. And beside me in the commentary box, or online I should say, is my great friend Jack MacKenzie. How you going, buddy?
I'm doing very well, and I'm once again very excited for some more entertaining touring car action, this time from Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama. A very interesting track. It's a track that's hosted such prestigious series across the globe such as IndyCar, and the Honda Grand Prix of Alabama this year was won by Pato O'Ward, but tonight it plays host to the Racecentre British Touring Car Championship, and I'm very excited to see how the night plays out.
Yes, Barber Motorsport Park is not a place a lot of people have heard of or seen, unless you're following the Indy Champ Car series. But beautiful track. This will suit this car very well. A lot of undulation, tight corners, and a lot of places to come undone.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, I mean, I think it won't just be the track that the drivers will have to fight this evening. It's each other, as this racing series has shown this year that the action is just impeccable, whichever track we go to, and I'm expecting tonight's racing to be no different.
Yes, well, we've got our top drivers in tonight. We'll show you the standings as it is before tonight's round, and it is close up the top. Harrison Tebby is actually joining us tonight. He did have a big fall on the weekend and really hurt his ankle, but he's toughing it out tonight, and he wants his championship. He knows David Baker's, snapping at the hill. You can see only 12 points difference in P2, and Matt Collins has proven that he's quite a driver on his own merit. He's come in late, but he's already up in a P3 in the championship. After last weekend, last round of Brands Hatch, and what a great round that was to watch in our lounge chair. We saw Scott Flack climb up a couple of spots into P4 ahead of Eli Newman, who's dropped one place into P5. Christian Conn, Daniel Brasano, Matthew Pritchard all climbing up the ladder as well. Scott Fitzsimons and Bryce Roll dropping a couple of spots in the process. We'll go on track now. It is quali, so it's definitely time to bring up the stats and see who's number one at the moment. Matthew Collins, as I mentioned before, he's climbing up in P3 in the championship, currently on pole for this. It's going to be a 7-lap race, Jack, and 5 races. So 7 laps is quite tiring around this circuit. There's absolutely nowhere you can relax here.
No, there is not. It's quite a technical track, as you'll have seen from some of the footage that's been playing on screen, just as we've been going over all of that. But yeah, Matt Collins at the head of the field at the moment. He's actually got a 6/10 gap to the car in second place, which has Wayne Walker at the helm. But Matt Collins looking solid for pole position at the moment, and he's hustled that Ford Focus to the front of the grid. And as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, we've got your track map, and you can just see it is an absolute crazy coil of directions and corners in every which way. So yes, it's a very busy circuit, and it'll certainly present a challenge for the drivers this evening.
Well, it's definitely going to, you'll be able to see where other drivers are on the track because it does loop within itself. So most of these corners are actually off camber. So when the tyres go off in these cars, it's going to be really hard to get the car to turn in. And we'll see the front end really, you'll be able to see the wheel inputs for most of these drivers just to get the car to turn. I've noticed Wayne Walker has moved into the Subi, the rear-wheel drive, and our lone previous Subi driver, Christian Conn, has jumped out of the rear-wheel drive and decided to go front-wheel for tonight's racing. He's hasn't managed to set a lap yet. The track limits are on, so if you cut the corners a slight bit, it invalidates your lap. So hopefully he can post a lap because he has been up the front with that Ford Focus. So we'll see if he nails one right here. We're watching him coming down the main straight.
Yeah, the Subaru just doesn't seem to have been working as well this season as the Ford and the Mercedes. Pretty much All of the races that we've seen so far, it's been a battle between either the two Mercedes, with guys like Scott Flack and Harrison Tebb at the front of the field, and other guys like Matt Collins obviously driving the Ford Focus. It is nice to have the Subaru, but it just isn't as competitive as the other cars. And I think we discussed this in a previous race. It's a little bit more difficult to drive, and I just think the front-wheel drive cars, as a touring car, so well, and pretty much you can see the results already. The rear-wheel drive cars are pretty much towards the back, and the front of the field is all dominated by front-wheel drive cars.
Yeah, well, if there's anyone to actually prove us wrong, it's going to be Wayne Walker, so keep an eye out for him, as he's currently in P2 with that. He'll be getting a great jump off the line, because the Subies definitely get off the line a lot quicker, as we saw Christian Conn nail heaps of positions. I think it was Eastern Creek and Brands Hatch. He was just dropping it, and just amazed how many positions he gained off the start line. So he's still yet to post a lap. I really want him to nail one in. We can see the varied lap times. It is spread, and that's because of the track limits really cutting your fast lap, depending on how accurate or how tight you want to take these turns. You really do have to take the curbs on these circuits, so during the race it won't be a problem, but in quali you have to nail the best lap here.
I must say, we've been watching the Subaru Levorg of Wayne Walker for the last couple of laps, and my goodness, is it flamboyant to watch. It's been sliding all over the place, and it's been producing some very entertaining laps, as I've just seen it kick up some tyre smoke going through the hairpin just on my screen just there. But it's very entertaining to watch. Wayne Walker absolutely pushing the envelope in that Subi at the moment.
Yeah, we can see him jumping the curbs there. That won't be one, but I think he's already nailed a lap. He'll be happy with front row, and we'll see him just doing race laps now during the qualifier session. So Collins, Walker, Flack is up there. Tebb, our usual top 5. Kiddis, he's been practicing during the week, posting good times, so he'll be good through the race. And Christian Conn, yes, he's nailed a lap at the moment. Probably not his best, but he's best through quali, cleanest through quali, as he moves up into P6. Alpa Axku's back. We've got a new driver with us who's the 1998 GT champion outright, and that's Phil Gialeglio, and he's one of our drivers racing from within the Racecentre store tonight. So we welcome him along and hope he does well. Currently in P8 in quali with 40 seconds to go. The Pritchards, unfortunately Braden couldn't make it, but Matthew Pritchard's with us tonight, and him with Matt Collins will be definitely keeping it up the front. David Baker not really posting, although as I say that, I just saw him move down the line actually. So he moved into P11, and we've just got a driver that's just popped out of the server for a second. I think that was Pritchard changing cars. So Baker, Royal and Newman rounding out the top of the field at the moment, but I'm sure maybe Pritchard will be jumping back in anytime soon. Although we did see him at Brands Hatch, but he wasn't in the racing, so we'll see how that goes. I can hear a big cheer in the background. Gabriel Nunes happy with P8 in the quali there.
Yeah, Gabriel Nunes, I mean, he's new to sim racing, and he's just sort of been learning the ropes this year, and his results have steadily gotten better, and that qualifying result just proves it. So very happy for Gabriel Nunes, and I hope he can make an impact on this evening's racing.
Well, it looks like most of the drivers have finished. We've just got a couple of drivers. Alex Kiddis, we'll see where he's at and whether he's on a fly. No, he's going to pull it up. Gialeglio, he won't be posting a fast one there. Wojciechowski actually has gone out and got a brand new PC, and the specs are amazing. So hopefully we'll see him up further up the order for tonight's racing as well. He won't have any lag issues or anything like that. And that's Wojciechowski. All right, I think we'll bring up the qualifying results there, Jack.
Yeah, let's run up. Let's run through the. The debutant, Phil Chugleglio, up in 9th position, as I butchered that. And Troy Cieslawski lines up in 10th position. Matthew Pritchard's in 11th, David Baker's in 12th, Bryce Royal is in 13th position, and Eli Newman rounds off the field in 14th place.
So it's good to see Matthew making it back into the server and regaining his qualified position. So he'll be starting the grid in P11. All right, we'll get straight into it, I think. Just make sure the boys are ready, and we'll get into race 1.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Okay, so the grid's set. The boys have got to get in. Okay, this will head us into the night. We'll be able to see who's going to be quick in the race pace. So good luck to all our drivers tonight. Flag's dropped and we're watching Alex Kittis make a move. David Baker in the background, but Matthew Collins absolutely flying off the front row there. As we see, I think that's Axcu just clipping the grass there.
Oh, there's a crash back in the field. It's the debutant, Phil Chugleglio, has spun around and has dropped all the way back to the back of the field. Bryce Royal's off in the gravel as well, so the action is kicked off right from the start. And it looks like Harrison Tebb is making a move down the inside of Alper Axu at the front of the field, making that move through the hairpin, and now they're side by side racing their way down the straight with Christian Cobb just lurking in the background as well.
Yeah, we see Harrison Tebb. Will he get up the inside? This is going to be deep. He's going to have to throw it, and yeah, nice move from Harrison Tebb to move back up into 3rd place, starting in 3rd or 4th from memory. But looks like Wayne Walker's dropped back too, so I can't see.
Harrison Tebb with a mistake. He's off the road, but will he hang on to 4th position? He was all over the place in that Mercedes, and that's left him vulnerable to Alper Axu as Christian Conn sent sideways.
That's Gabriel Nunes up the inside of Christian Conn. Will he give the position back? Christian going around the outside, protecting the inside, so that doesn't happen again. So Christian up in a P6 as we see up further up. Alex Kittis defending Scott Flack, and looks like Eli Newman down the back too, just getting loose there in P10.
Scott Flack with a bit of a look into turn 1, didn't manage to get by Alex Kiedis for 2nd place on this occasion, but all of this is benefiting Matt Collins, who's already pulled out a 2.4 second gap to Kiedis in 2nd. But battles raging all throughout the field. The battle for 2nd place has temporarily died down, but it looks like it's kicking off between Matthew Pritchard and Gabriel Nunes at the moment, as Pritchard is trying to move around the outside of the hairpin, but he runs off the road, and he's probably going to drop a bunch of positions now. Troy Cieslawski goes through. Pritchard is now vulnerable to Eli Newman, who's just coming up onto the back of him, although I think he's a little bit too far back to make an impact in this particular battle at the moment.
Yes, we see the front 4 stretching away. Matt Collins pulling out a 2.5 second gap already, but the battles here for Alper Axcu and Christian Conn really getting the handle of the front wheel drive now, really enjoying that as he's putting pressure on the back of the hot pink car of Alper, and we'll just get on board with with Christian trying to chase down Alpha. As you can see, the undulation's really tricky, and it's easy to lock up brakes. Alpha just covering the inside line there. He knows that Christian can get him, but not on this lap 2 of 7. So he come round, Gabriel Nunes settling back into P7 with Troy Cieslawski behind him. The closest battle would be the Christian Con Alpha Axco at the moment.
Aksu just doing really, really well to hold the tightest line possible. Christian Con was trying to outdrive him, but he just couldn't find a tighter line. Alpha Aksu parking that Ford Focus exactly where it needs to be to keep the 6th place man behind him.
And the P2 in the championship, David Baker right down the back in P13. That's not a good position where he wants to be if he wants to get up further in the championship.
Meanwhile, sorry to interrupt. There's also a battle developing between Gabriel Nunes and Troy Cieslawski. Cieslawski tried to move down the inside of the hairpin, but Nunes was able to fight him back as Cieslawski going rally car style off the field and just managing to hold on to the car as it went over the grass. But he's actually managed to gain a little bit of an advantage there, which is interesting. He lost the car going through the downhill section, went onto the grass, but managed to recollect the car and has pulled out a small gap on Gabriel Nunes behind him.
Yes, the game now dictates how much time you need to give back. So Troy will probably be given a counter as to how much he needs to give back, or he'll score some really bad points there against him. And if he scores too much points in that regard, he'll be sent through the pit lane. I can just see Bryce Roll on the back of our newbie Phil Cialeglio falling back into P12 at the moment. But back up front, Matt Collins stretching that lead, dominating this race at least. Alex Kiddis, we've just noticed Wayne Walker's dropped out of the service, so hopefully he'll be back for race 2. But it's Matt Collins, Alex Kiddis, Scott Flack taking us round for lap 4 of 7.
Yeah, I believe we lost Wayne Walker just before the green flag flew, so that's very unfortunate for him, but he's got a few more races to try and make an impact. And meanwhile, the battle for 5th and 6th between Aksu and Kond is kicking off again. They just made a little bit of contact going through the downhill section, but Aksu continuing to park his car exactly where it needs to be to keep Kond behind him. The battle's probably slowing them down a little bit, but they're putting on a great show as Harrison Tebb has also gotten by Scott Flack. There's plenty of battles to look at. Just the action we expect from the British Touring Car Championship. And Christian Kond trying to go by on Aksu. Oh, and he turns him around. Aksu turned around by Christian Kond.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. We just caught the back of that, and it looked like, again, if you catch that rear quarter of the car in front, it's all over because of the front wheel drive. There's not much real mechanical grip at the back, so these cars are very vulnerable at the back end of the car. So Alpha Axco dropping a position and under threat from Troy Cieslawski, who's doing a solid job tonight in P7.
Yeah, absolutely, and but that sort of gave way to another battle as Eli Newman just going around the outside of Gabriel Nunes. I saw that battle going on behind them and went to go check it out, and that's a position for Eli. Gabriel Nunes just one spot shy of his qualifying position, but he's actually coming back at Eli Newman as they come towards the hairpin. Is he going to throw it down the inside? It looks like he does. The brakes lock a little bit, but he couldn't get it pulled up. Gabriel Nunes running off the road, and is he going to drop a spot to Matthew Pritchard as well? He's there, but he's thrown a defensive move against the Ford Focus behind him. How long can Nunes hold on to this spot? It looks like Pritchard has got a straight line speed, but Gabriel Nunes not giving up this position without a fight as he parks that Mercedes in front of the Ford Focus just where it needs to be to keep Matthew Pritchard behind.
See whether Pritchard just sits back and waits for Gabriel Nunes to make a mistake. If he actually does, just slightly runs off the road. We can see him drop a bit of time there. I can see dust ahead on the circuit. I'm not too sure who that was, but Nunes is all over the place. He needs to compose himself as Pritchard just makes that look easy as Scott Flack goes off, and Harrison Tebb going off as well. So Flack and Tebb back together while Alex Kiddis has moved up in the P2, just ahead of these in the shredded wheat Ford Focus.
Harrison Tebb and Scott Flack always seem to be doing something in these races, and this battle is raging for the podium as Scott Flack's going to try it down the inside into the hairpin. A beautiful move down the inside, moving himself up into third position, taking the spot away from Harrison Tebb as they begin to chase down Alex Kiedis. What a fantastic move that was.
I'm trying to find Harrison Tebb from Scott Flack's cockpit. We can see in the revision mirror that he's there in the white faded out, but Scott Flack just getting it crossed up, coming down that those S's there, and he's chasing down Alex Kiedis now as we round lap 6. Haven't seen much of Matt Collins. He's been keeping his nose clean out in front, stretching that lead out to full 5 seconds. That's almost a second a lap.
And Harrison Tebb running off the road in a big way just then. It almost looked like he lost brakes, but I doubt that's the case. He just happened to run off the road big time. But yeah, as we were saying, Matt Collins with a huge lead, 5.9 seconds as it stands at the moment. That's probably one of the biggest leads we've seen in any of these touring car races. So Matt Collins absolutely dominating the front of the field at the moment, and it looks like the battle for the remainder of the race is going to be for second place between Alex Kiedis and Scott Flack. It's far from over, even on the final lap of the race.
Yes, we are on the final lap. Matt Collins has got this in the bag. Touch wood, because commentators curse, you know what that means. But Christian Conn up in P5 in the Ford Focus. I'm sure he'll be sticking with this car for the rest of the season, as he's actually now coming up to the back of Harrison Tebb, who may be struggling on the front tyres there. We see him, a lot of these guys are running off the circuit, so they're doing their best to stay on. But looks like Christian Conn's now charging down for the last lap of the race.
Kiedis and Flack are right with each other now. Scott Flack has most certainly caught the back of him now and is trying everything he can to try and get past the man in second place. He wants this position. He slides that Mercedes through the chicane just there, but that only cost him time, and I think Alex Kiedis has just done enough to maybe hold off Scott Flack. Flack trying absolutely everything he can. He's putting his car on the line to try and get past that man in second place. I'm not sure if he can do it. He gains massively on Kiedis. He looks to the inside. Kiedis shuts the door. But Kiedis, he runs off the road in the final corner. Collins has already won it, but Scott Flack manages to take away the position on the final corner of the race to claim second place.
And Tebb's just got ahead of Christian Conn. Great job from Christian to be there to take P5, and we've got Alex Axcu coming home in P6. Chislowski right behind him in the second of the red Ford Focuses. Oh, and we just had Eli Newman taken out by, looks like Pritchard, as Pritchard takes the line ahead of Newman, and Phil Leglio is coming down the main straight to take his P10 on his first race. Gabriel Nunes P11, and David Baker finishing in P12 with Bryce Royal rounding out P13.
There you have it. That was very, as these races so often are, it was interesting right until the very last lap. Scott Flack getting past Alex Kiedis on the final corner. No position. Here I was thinking Kiedis had done enough to hold off Scott Flack, but clearly the challenge did not dampen his resolve, and he was able to take second place away. But Matt Collins, what a drive. Absolutely wiped the floor with them. A 7.2 second gap. While that might not seem like a lot for most other racing series, in these Racecentre touring car races, that is a big deal. And there are your results on screen at the moment. Matt Collins, as I said, dominant victory, taking the win in car number 600. Scott Flack in second place, and Alex Kiedis rounds off the podium in third. Harrison Tebb taking fourth place away from Christian Conn right at the very end. And a valiant effort from Alper Aksu sees him finish in sixth place, with Troy Chislowski finishing in seventh, Matthew Pritchard in the other car number 600 finishing in eighth, Eli Newman finishing in ninth, and debutant Phil Ciarleglio finishing in 10th position, ahead of Gabriel Nunes, who he started well, but unfortunately faded as the race continued. He finished ahead of David Baker, and Bryce Royal rounds off the field in 13th, and unfortunately Wayne Walker retired before the green flag flew.
Well, we're just going to reset the server to make sure that Wayne Walker is pending an open session. So he's ready to come in. We're just going to reset the server and go to a commercial break.
Tahi, tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that...
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
What I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
look, thing is that this place is...
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
What I really want to say about this place is...
Just say it!
It's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahi says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
Okay, so we're just getting ready for race 2. The boys are now gridding up again. You can see the boys just making their way to the grid now. Slower drivers to the front, faster ones to the back. This will make it very interesting for turn 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and actually the whole race hopefully. So here we go. Race 2 of 5 tonight, 7 laps each. Definitely a lot happening. We'll just see how Mac Collins is able to cut through the field on this race. Wayne Walker joining us back, and they're off again now. Eli Newman getting a good start in P2. Bryce Royal up the front, taking us into turn 1, but we're getting compressed.
Oh, it's big offs in turn 1. There's cars every which way. Wayne Walker's gone completely off. Kiedis had an incident with somebody. David Baker's off as well. Lots of big names with problems at the start. I think that was Bryce Royal at the front, almost a perfect start, but now he's under pressure from Axu as he tries to cover him off. Axu working the back bumper, trying to get through as they're side by side going down the straight, fighting hard for the lead of the race. They're side by side. How long can Royal hold on? Axu's got the nose in front. Royal takes it back, but he's off the road. How long can he hold this? Axu on the inside as Royal swoops around the outside to retake that position. Meanwhile, Chislowski and Newman are also side by side. There's plenty of... Oh, and Newman, he's turned around through the chicane. He looks like he came together with Chislowski. And I think Chislowski's gone off the road as well. A NASCAR-style wreck coming out of the chicane.
Yeah, that was a big bundle there. We can see him packing up behind Harrison Tebb. Very compressed, this tight circuit, and loose cars is always going to deliver some questionable driving, but hopefully the guys can settle down and just get in a groove and give us some exciting racing at the front like we did last round at Brands Hatch. But they're coming down the main straight line astern. Harrison Tebb moving up into P3 now. He'll be wanting to charge down before the faster guys get to him, like Flack. Well, we saw Wayne Walker get caught up in that, moving back down to P12, so we can see him on screen now. But Scott Flack into P7, and where's Matt Collins? He's moved up into P6. So the faster guys are halfway through the pack already, and it's lap 2.
Matt Collins with a textbook move down the inside of Gabriel Nunes. I must say it was very impressive. Matt Collins started all the way down in 14th, and he's already made his way up into the top 5. And now he's chasing down Christian Cond in the Subaru, but the battle's raged at the front as Bryce Royal, having lost the lead to Alpraxu, is now under pressure from Harrison Tebb, who's trying to go around the outside. He gained a lot on him through the chicane, and now coming through the other chicane, Harrison Tebb is looking for the best run possible, but that run is stifled by the bumper of the car in front as he just couldn't find the space to get through. Royal's all out of shape. Tebb was looking on the inside, and Christian Cond is going to do them both as Royal ran off the road, and he got a better run than Harrison Tebb. Christian Cond has gotten pretty much 2 positions in the space of 50 meters and is up to second place.
Yes, he's closely chased by Harrison Tebb and Matt Collins, race 1's winner, so this will get quite tight up the front. Christian's got to look in his rear vision mirror the whole race now, so hopefully he keeps his cool and manages to stay on, which he does so far, but you can see the tail end getting really loose there on the 3, just coming up over this flying crest. They just have to point it to the inside and hope for the best as they go over the crest here, and we'll come into a big, deep, wide, I won't call it a hairpin, it's not really a hairpin, but it's like turn 2 at Eastern Creek. It's like a double apex U-turn basically. So Christian Cond does well to stay in P2 ahead of Tebb, but this is where it's going to compress up, so we'll stay here. Christian Cond just getting crossed up there, coming down the S's, coming down the back straight now. Right behind him, Scott Flack and Bryce Royal are there as well. It's Alpha Axcu up in P1 at the moment.
Yeah, Royal, as we said, he's dropped down to 6th from the front of the field, and now we've got some of the regulars fighting up front. We've got Christian Cond under a lot of pressure from Harrison Tebb, and Matt Collins is already up to 4th position. That Ford Focus is absolutely flying tonight. It was dominant in the first race, and coming from the back of the field, he's cut through it in no time flat, and now he's looking to make an impression on the podium positions as he is all over the back of Harrison Tebb and is giving him absolutely no respite as he looks to the inside in turn 1. Tebb's going to have to cover this one. He was all crossed up. Both of them are off the road, and Tebb is safe for now, keeping Matt Collins behind him just for the foreseeable future. But Collins on a hard charge, and I doubt that Tebb will be able to hold him off for too much longer, as Scott Flack is actually bringing himself into the fray as well, and looking to the outside of Tebb as Matt Collins goes down the inside of the double apex U-turn as they're fighting hard. There's a bit of contact between the Ford Focus and the Mercedes, and Matt Collins, he's got a nose in front. Tebb still challenging to the inside. He does challenge to the inside. He runs onto the grass, gets himself back up into 3rd position. Collins pushed up into third place now by Scott Flack behind, as these three cars are jostling for position like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, they're getting crossed up there. You see Ted's going to end up off the grass here, and Flack's going to fill that hole as Ted drops 2 positions down in the back straight there. Flack not really attempting to take that turn at all, as Collins now up into P3. Flack and Teb, Alex Kittis will be climbing up the back of this group in no time as well. Axcu pulling out a 3-second gap while they do this out in front, as you can see there, but the action's back with Christian Cond defending and looking at his rear vision mirror, with Teb, Flack and Collins charging down.
And Flack goes to the inside in turn 1 and actually puts Matt Collins down a position, possibly for the first time all race. Flack got an impeccable run coming through the final sector, basically making use of the outside curbs to great effect, and managed to close up to the back of Matt Collins and did the move down the inside into turn 1 and actually takes the place away. But they are actually,
Flack almost off.
Runs a bit wide, yeah.
So Flack almost off, but he's managed to keep it and not lose too much ground. You can see the momentum going wide is definitely better coming out of that turn. If you go any tighter, then you're losing too much speed, as Collins really getting crossed up there, trying to slow the car down. It's a great track. The track falls away from you. You want to throw as much speed as you can, but you know you'll just lose your braking zone if you throw too much speed in, as Collins just coming through the S's down the back straight there now.
Yeah, it looks like the battle at the moment is going to be between Matt Collins and Harrison Tebb, as Scott Flack is starting to close down more on Christian Cond. He'll be looking more forward than backwards at the moment, as he's starting to pull the gap out from Collins behind, as Collins has got to do the opposite. Collins has got to focus on his defense against Tebb at the moment, because Tebb is just hanging just behind him a little bit. He's still there, and he's looking to pounce on the car in front.
Well, going back through the field now, and Troy Jaslowski in P11, and both Bryce Royal and Eli Newman, it looks like, going wide on the last turn. Baker again at the back of the pack. I know that he got caught up in that lap 1 incident, but he should have the skill set to get himself back up at least midfield in a short 7-lap run. But spreading out now, Flack looks like he's got some breathing space out there, and Matt Collins, Harrison Tebb close behind him, with Alex Kittis still in P6. Alpha Axcu, they're climbing back a little bit. They've got just under half a second back on the lead, but will it be enough to get him back for the race win?
Yeah, in terms of David Baker, you know, some drivers just have tracks they aren't strong at. Maybe the setup's just not working for him tonight. It is a bit surprising to see him as far back as he is. He's usually running towards the front, or at least in the midfield. But yeah, a bit of a tough night for Baker. Had a tough first race and looks like he's having a tough second. Although somebody who hasn't had that much of a tough race is Alpha Axu, who is pretty much led from start to finish at this rate, well, nearly start to finish, and putting on a Matt Collins from race 1-esque drive, as he's starting his last lap of the race. He's just going to go one more time around, and that pink car will be the winner for the second race of the evening.
We just saw Tebb and Collins coming together in turn 1. They're trying to sort out whose fault it was and regain the position, but they're side by side as they come through turn 6 up over the Blind Crest down into the heavy braking zone downhill. They're braking at like the 200 metre mark, 150 mark, just to get the car to pull up. We've got 4 guys. Wayne Walker's caught up to the back of these guys. So we've got Harrison Tebb side by side in P4-5, Alex Kittis in the middle, and Wayne Walker copping a bit of flack in the first couple of corners. He's dropped back, but now he's up into P7 in the Subaru Levorg, really getting a handle on that rear-wheel drive. But it looks like it's a 4-pack now. Here we go. This is 4 or 5 guys in position. Alpha Axel, we'll just see where he is. He's almost going to cross the line. Christian Cond close behind him, actually. He's chasing him down, so is Scott Flack. But Harrison Tebb, and there's a pack of 4, but we have to go back to the front, show the leader crossing the line. there's going to be a couple of battles there. If you look in the background, you can see the guys closing up. So Alpha Axcu coming down the main straight, going to take the checkered flag. Congratulations to Alpha Axcu. That leaves Christian Conn with a great position.
It's going to be a race to the line between Alex Kiedis. Oh, and it's a three-way race to the line. Who's going to get it? I think that was Matt Collins taking 4th place at the final moment. Kiedis just securing 5th place. There was nothing in it. There was... But... It was... Oh my goodness, what a finish.
It was Eastern Creek all over again, wasn't it? Four cars wide down the main straight, but it's... Collins got the better of that one ahead of Kiedis and Walker. Flack. I can't see Teb there. Teb's dropped to P11, so did he cross the line or did something happen? Yeah, I'm not too sure, but he's dropped down to P11. Might have to work that out after the race, but we definitely saw him cross the line ahead of the guys, but he might have copped a penalty. I will just quickly check because we can...
Teb, that would make sense because Harrison Teb was off the road a lot during that race. During that downhill twisted section, he was off in the grass quite a lot, and it happened almost every single lap during his battle with Scott Flack, so that would make sense if he's actually picked up a penalty.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the charts, and it looks like I can't really see any penalties for him, so we'll have to check that throughout the week after everything settles down after tonight's racing, but we can always adjust positions and points for that race. So that's the end of race 2. We'll just bring up the results for everyone at home. So provisional results. Coming up on screen now.
There you have it. Alparaxu with a dominant drive for race 2. Pretty much led from almost start to finish. He finishes in 1st position ahead of Christian Conn, who had a slightly silent race. He snuck to the front of the field. Nobody saw him do that. He's in 2nd place ahead of Scott Flack in 3rd position. And Matt Collins, he was hard charging at the start of the race, but the battles in the midfield stifled his progress. He finishes in 4th position. Alex Kiedis kept him honest all the way to the line. He finishes in 5th position, with Wayne Walker in the Subaru Levorg finishing in 6th position. Harrison Teb, on the results, he reads in 7th position, although the R-Factor results would beg to differ, as that has him all the way down in 14th position for some reason. In any case, there's also Phil Charleglio, who apparently finishes behind him. Matthew Pritchard finishes in 9th, ahead of Gabriel Nunes. Troy Cieslawski finishes in 10th. Harrison Teb finishes in 11th. We're not entirely sure what happened to him. Bryce Royal finishes in 12th. Eli Newman finishes in 13th. And David Baker, with a tough race, rounds off the field in 14th.
Okay, so that rounds off race 2. Again, we'll go into race 3, get the boys ready. I know the boys want to have a quick conversation here. So we'll go to a commercial break, reset the server, and we'll be back after these messages.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian Whiskey.
Okay, so we've lined up for race 3 of 5. Just had a quick word to the guys there, Jack, to take it easy on lap 1, turn 1. There's been a lot of complaints about the people not taking it easy and driving straight ahead on the turn 1 on the cold tyres. Easy mistake to make, but they're off now as we're watching. Yeah, it's a bit of a smash fest at the moment. You try and tell them to take it easy, but they do exactly the opposite. Can't help them too much with that, but they need to just filter out and sort it out. This track definitely not easy to stay abreast and protect your rear there. The guys are just not braking hard enough as we see them trying to get through. I saw, it wasn't Alex Kiddis, it looked like Matthew Pritchard come across the line of another driver, and the other driver not backing off there, just going straight ahead. So of course they're going to come together and spin around, but they're starting to settle out. Walker and Baker. Yes, we've got a few drivers coming together a lot here. We just saw Bryce Roll and Alex Kiddis. It's like they're stuck together. They've got a magnet that has to bump that gets attracted to each other. But enjoying this race at the moment. I just saw Phil. Just having trouble getting you back on board there, Jack. I'm not too sure if it's coming through. My inputs have stopped for some reason there, so I'm not too sure what's happening on there. So it looks like we've lost Jack's audio there. Well, hopefully we'll get it back for the next race or through this race. But Harrison Tebb up the front ahead of Wayne Walker in P2. Matt Collins charging down now to dominate this round as he's moved up into P3. David Baker having a better run, but he's got Scott Flack right behind him. And we'll see how they go through the next couple of laps. Eli Newman keeping his nose clean, and he's circulating in P6. Let's hope he stays that way till the end of the race. But battle going on with Baker and Flack towards the front will be one to watch for the next couple of laps. Lap 3 is 7. And it looks like Flack's trying to get up the inside, but and try that again, Jack. Yeah, I haven't got you there, so we'll have to sort that out in the break after this race, unfortunately. I'm not too sure if the inputs have changed or not, but yeah, we've just lost Jack there for a second. So we've got Wayne Walker and Harrison Tebb. Walker up into P1, and here comes Matt Collins down in P3 on lap 4. Scott Flack now stretching away from David Baker in P5. Eli Newman still up into P6 with Gabriel Nunes holding off Matthew Pritchard for P6, for P7 I should say, but Pritchard's going to try and get him up the inside, and this is where the action is. There's a few cars on track together here, and I can see who's that, Alpha Axcu and Pritchard. Gabriel Nunes just going wide there. Oh, Gabriel just getting it loose there, and he's lost like 5 positions. He's let the entire field through. Pritchard, Axcu, and all the red Ford Focuses are following through now. Truslowski, Cialeglio, and Christian Cond all together. 9, 10, 11 with Gabriel Nunes slipping down into P12. Alex Kiddis P13 with Bryce Royal pulling out of that race, and I can't see him joining for the rest of the night. So back to Eli Newman up in P6 at the moment. The front runners, Wayne's starting to run away with it now. He's getting a groove on, which is dangerous, and Tebb now holding off Collins. So this will be interesting to see for the next couple of laps as well, while Flack's trying to chase it back of this group, which he may get there just towards the end, but maybe not enough to actually get the position. But we'll watch Harrison Tebb defend against Pritchard here. Oh, Pritchard up the inside now, trying to get through. They're stuck together. They're forcing each other through the track. Oh, they're getting loose. Tebb's going back up the inside. Pritchard's trying to do the crossover, but they're not going to get it done. Tebb's covering that off. Pritchard's just got to get a good run here as He's chasing down the back of Harrison Tebb. Down the main straight, he's getting wedged into the concrete. As Christian Con's throwing the arms up in the air, I'm not too sure what's happening there, but not happy with the driver at the moment. Matt Collins just ran out at grip there at the front, so he's still behind Harrison Tebb in P3. David Baker doing nicely in P5 at the moment. Looks like Christian Con is retiring as well for this one. Hopefully he gets it back in race 4. As watching Tebb still holding out Matt Collins, and this is what you need to do. You see Collins trying different lines, but he's not going to get the best line for the next corner as Harrison Tebb's placed himself right in a good position. But will he get next to him through the S's? No, he doesn't. So they're side by side, or I won't say side by side, front to nose to tail. As they come through the back section of the lap with only a lap to go, Wayne Walker at least 6 seconds out the front of this group now. Flack out by himself. Oh, they come together. They're still side by side. Looks like Harrison Tebb's going to get it. But will he squeeze him off into the grass? It's not exactly the sportsmanship you want to watch, but that's racing. These guys are so tight, trying to defend that. Oh, he's just run off. Collins wasn't there enough to get the position from him, so they remain P2 and 3 with Harrison Tebb, the better of these two. Going back through the field, we've got Cialeglio just behind, actually just in front of Wojciechowski, Matt Pritchard in P8, Alpha Axcu. In P7. Eli Newman under pressure now. Alpha coming up the inside. Will he make it stick? He gets the job done. That's how you want to get it done. That's how you want to see it. And he moves up into P6 from Eli Newman. Pritchard and Cialeglio chasing Eli Newman down after Matt Pritchard. But Harrison Tebb and Matt Collins, last lap of the race too. Got 1 lap to go. Looks like Wayne Walker will get this with a 9-second lead. But bring up Wayne Walker crossing the line as he takes a checker for race 3. But it's the race behind that we want to watch, and it's Tebb ahead of Collins, and it's definitely going to stay that way across the line. Tebb in P2, Collins P3. And Scott Flack coming home in P4 with Baker. His best race of the night so far will come home across in P5. Alpha Axcu crossing P6. Eli Newman in P7. And there's a two-way battle, but it looks like Pritchard will get it in front of Phil Cialeglio and Chislowski. Alex Kiddis having a shocker on this one. Will come home in P11. Nunez in 12. And Condon Royal retiring early. So I'll bring up the race results now. And it was Wayne Walker keeping his heels clean to take the win on race 3 ahead of Harrison Tebb in P2. Matt Collins quite content to just sit there behind Harrison and just take P3 for now. Scott Flack coming home in P4. David Baker, Alpha Askew, Eli Newman, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Matthew Pritchard muscling his way up into P8 ahead of Phil Cialeglio and Troy Chislowski, your top 10. P11, Alex Kiddis, Gabriel Nunez, Christian Con and Bryce Roll rounding out the top 14. Okay, we're going to take an extended break, making sure we get Jack back online, and we'll join you after these extended messages.
Tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
I've just got
The
to
thing about this
find
place
out where you're
is
coming
that
from, where I can
It's
get
fun
your
for
audio.
all ages, no matter what your age.
Can
You'll love
you-
it.
what I really want to say
Cool.
about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my god, they are so much fun.
Fucking
Look,
annoying.
thing is
Really
that
hate this software. Oh, hang on. Just give me a level. We're just checking Jack's level again. Negative. Okay, try that, Jack.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
And again.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Jack, can you just give us a level, please? And again.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Okay, I've got you through another channel. Alright, let's do that. So good to see you back, Jack. Sorry, we lost you on that last one, but it looks like a bit of a mess we need to clean up for race 4. Hopefully, once we get these guys to settle down and not be so desperate to get a position, we can get some good, clean racing in. Right. clear. Need a piss
Hey,
taken now.
tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like,
I'm gonna have to go to the main channel and
the thing
talk to
about
them.
this place
Okay.
is that
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
what I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great
Well,
cafe.
that's what
Games,
I'm worried
bowling,
about.
simulation.
No, I'm in a
but
commercial,
the go-karts,
so
oh
no.
my god, they are so much fun.
look, thing
here we
is
go.
that it's,
Oh, I won't be able to hear him. Hey guys.
this place is,
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the
Hey,
best birthday party
Guys,
ever.
can we clean the racing up, please? I've
What I
got
really
to
wanna say
talk to
about
most
this
of you,
place
but
is-
it seems like the guys that are not
It's a
in
fully hectic
race
all-aboard
room that are
venue.
one I really need to speak to. But apologise for the mess, but please just, you don't win the race on the first corner,
and
alright?
one more
It's getting
goal.
really messy, alright? You know, yep. Alright, I'll be talking to my boys as well. Alright, good luck. Alright, it's time to reset the server for race 4.
Just make sure you
We got
start
you
your
loud and
stream.
clear there, Jack. Yes.
Oh, lovely. I'm alive.
Yes. And I'll do exactly that. Okay. So the boys are greeting up. A couple of seconds to go before the start of the race. Troy Chislowski, Phil Chilagulo out on the front row. Let's hope it brings a few different results and hopefully a win for these guys. Okay, race 4. Here we go. We're off and running. Looks like Cieslawski getting a good run. Eli Newman up the inside. It's coming across.
Oh, Cieslawski squeeze Newman into the wall. Oh, and there's carnage in turn 1. Cars all off in all directions. And it'll be interesting to see who's actually cycled to the front of the field. Matthew Pritchard and Cieslawski are fighting over first and second. They're side by side, not giving each other an inch. Meanwhile, oh, and there's another crash. It's Teb, Aksu, and Kiedis have all been taken out in one fell swoop.
That's yet another mess. I don't know if it's track selection, but whenever you have a track, you've got to race to the conditions, and these guys are not doing that, and they're just getting caught up. We saw right at the front, Troy Cieslawski taking the line, and Eli Newman in a hole he shouldn't have been in. As he recovers.
Collins and Newman together as well. Newman was all out of shape in turn 8. Made a little bit of contact with Matt Collins, but no harm, no foul pretty much. Just, and Pritchard, he's lost control. And he's running off the road. He's running on the grass. He's running on the gravel. He's lost the position to Matt Collins, but he's kept the car in the straight line. But he hasn't for long as he's running off the road again. Christian Cond has gone through as well, so it's been a disastrous couple of corners for him. Meanwhile, there's battles all behind him. David Baker just being overtaken by Alparaksu in this train that's being led down from 5th to about 9th place that's being held by Eli Newman at the moment.
The race is started. Oh, just as I said that, it looked like Alpa Aksu just come across. It was Alpa Aksu just come across another driver there and got his tail whipped and falls back into P12.
Edis having a look on the inside of Newman. It's a textbook move to the inside, pulls that car up perfectly, covers off the threat from Newman, and has taken the lead. Newman's trying to charge back. I'm not sure if he has the straight line speed to do it, but will he try a move going through the downhill section? Oh, not the downhill section, sorry, the far chicane. Kiedis holds on to the position. Newman slots into 7th place. Meanwhile, there's battles going on in the background. It's Charleglio against Harrison Tebb for 9th and 10th. There's plenty of battles going on throughout the field. Alex Kiedis even having a moment in 6th place. I don't know where to look at the moment. It's popping off all throughout the field right now.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of action going. I can't bring up all the action there. We can see Phil and Harrison Tebb. Phil defending from Harrison Tebb, who's dropped back to P10. He's not the position he wants to be in. He needs to get up there if he wants the round win ahead of Collins, because Collins has just taken the lead from Cieslawski up the front. Cieslawski and Christian Cond in 2 and 3 at the moment. We've got Christian Cond just ahead of, it's Cieslawski just ahead of Christian Cond in the pair of Ford Focuses. And Christian Cieslawski just taking the inside line.
It was an ambitious attempt by Christian Cond to the outside. It didn't really look like it paid off, though. He managed to hold on to the car, but Troy Cieslawski, he holds on to 2nd place, and Matt Collins is beginning to build his lead at the front. It's 2 seconds as it stands between him and Troy Cieslawski, as the two number 48 duplicates are fighting it out for 2nd place. As Cond, he's looking to the inside through the far chicane. Cieslawski's forced to the grass, but he manages to hold on to 2nd place for now. So it's the battle for 2nd and 3rd that's currently piquing our interest.
We can see Con and Cieslawski together side by side, teammates it looks like, but definitely not in real life as they're racing side by side, and looks like Pritchard's coming up behind him. They definitely want to watch out for that, because Pritchard will make his way through the field there.
Battles all throughout the field at the moment. Obviously, we've got Christian Cond and Troy Cieslawski fighting it out front, and it looks like Matthew Pritchard has brought himself into the fray as well. He's got a fantastic run on Cieslawski at the moment. Is he going to try it to the outside through the hairpin? Surely he switches to the inside. Maybe he's decided that there isn't an opportunity at the moment, and it actually looks like he's done it there. He's baited Cieslawski to the outside. Pritchard's found the inside line and is now dragging against Troy Cieslawski, heading down to turn number 8, I believe. It's Cieslawski, he's off the road. Can Pritchard take advantage? Not on this occasion. And this has brought another contender into the battle. Scott Flack is beginning to catch up to Matthew Pritchard and beginning to bring himself into the context of this battle pack.
Yeah, Flack in P5 definitely wants to make himself known to the back of these three. You know you can get at least 2 positions before the end of the race because you can see the drivers right in front of him, and this will compress up towards up, even if not now, because Pritchard's getting stuck behind these guys as well. But Pritchard can't just drive himself through another car as he tries to get through. His driving's sort of definitely not tolerated, and we'll have to talk to Matthew Pritchard after this one. Definitely not acceptable on this occasion online.
The battle still rages on for third place. Pritchard with a bit of a mistake. Scott Flack with some rally driving around the outside, but he manages to hold on to it. Cieslawski's just dropped a place to Kiedis, and Scott Flack is going to try and do the same. It's a race down towards the hairpin. Let's see who's able to capitalize. Cieslawski down the inside of Scott Flack. Oh, and that's Matthew Pritchard that's just run off the road. He's dropped to 6th place. Kiedis has risen to third position. He's been the benefactor of the last few moments of action. And now Cieslawski is now under pressure from Scott Flack. Cieslawski holds the inside. Can he make it stick? Cieslawski and Flack together. Flack looking for the inside. Can he make it stick? It looks like he will. Flack's up into 4th position, and Troy Cieslawski, just for the moment, is going to have to settle for 5th place.
Yeah, Cieslawski is slipping back. Pritchard soon behind, and Teb moving up into P7 right behind, and Eli Newman slipping back to P8 at the moment. Baker down in P10 once again. Not the best race from him, but Matt Collins stretching out that lead to 5.5 seconds. Christian Conn might get his second P2 of the night if he holds it through, but you can see the pack developing behind. That's Kiedis, Flack and Cieslawski coming on the main straight, and that's Pritchard joining the fray as well, as you say, on lap 6 of race 4.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a fight to the finish, particularly in the midfield. I think Pritchard, he's dropped a few positions in the last few laps, and I think he'll be looking to regain those in as quick amount of time as he can. He's got a run on Cieslawski going up through the uphill right-hander, and he's going to try it to the outside through the hairpin. I think he's going to try and bait Cieslawski to run the outside. Cieslawski does his best to hold the inside line, and Pritchard's done exactly that. He runs the outside curb, but he's still tighter than Cieslawski. It's the race down towards turn 8. Cieslawski safely in front at the moment, but can Pritchard maybe force an error from Cieslawski? Not on this occasion. Cieslawski doing very well to hold the position, but he's run off onto the grass. It looks like Pritchard did finally extract that mistake. Pritchard manages to get up into 5th position. Oh, and he's off the road as well. He's got it still to do to try and hold on to 5th. This battle is electric at the moment between these two. But Pritchard looks to be temporarily holding this position. So I think he will... Oh, and he's off the road again. Cieslawski was trying another move to the inside. This battle isn't over yet. Every single time I try and look away to try and find some other action, this battle's still raging on. There's always something going on, and the action is between these two at the moment. We start our final lap of the race.
Well, we definitely know that Cieslawski, with his new hardware, is definitely further up the field. So, really, he was battling on a laptop before on what was almost ADSL internet. So, making a couple of changes, definitely seen him further up the field, and it's great to see as we see him battling with Matthew Pritchard, who's quite a gun go-karter in real life. So he's doing quite well, and here comes Harrison Tebb in P7. We're on the last lap of the race. Matt Collins. Well, we definitely know that Cieslawski, with his new hardware, is definitely further up the field. So, really, he was battling on a laptop before on what was almost ADSL internet. So, making a couple of changes, definitely seen him further up the field, and it's great to see as we see him battling with Matthew Pritchard, who's quite a gun go-karter in real life. So he's doing quite well, and here comes Harrison Tebb in P7. We're on the last lap of the race. Matt Collins. coming down the back straight to take us around for the last lap. Christian Conn in P2, but it's back with Cieslawski and Teb. We can see the line astern there. Cieslawski and Teb following into the downhill chicane or S's.
Yeah, it looked like Cieslawski. He ran off the road a little bit, but he gained a little bit of time by doing so. I mean, he was a little bit out of control, but it's actually turned out fine, and he's actually being able to close up to Pritchard a little bit. This battle's still going to go on until the end of the race, I'm assuming. But Matt Collins, it's been another decent drive from him, and he comes home to win the race. Matt Collins takes P1, and Christian Conn will come home safely in P2. But the battle's still on for third place, it looks like. Alex Kiedis will just hold off Scott Flack, and Pritchard racing to... Oh, and it's Teb and Cieslawski racing to the line. They're both on the both cars are on the grass as they cross the start-finish line. And I don't actually even know who finished ahead there.
Looked like
Matthew
Cieslawski
Pritchard
ahead of Teb there.
Not by much, though. It was less than two hundredths of a second just there. Alparaxu's finished 8th. Baker's come home in 9th. Eli Newman seems to have run into problems on the... Oh, no, he finished safely in 10th position. My mistake. But it looks like the battle... I'm not sure if that's already finished, but... Oh, yes, it is. That's Phil Charleglio coming home in 11th place, and Gabriel Nunez finishes in 12th. So that was another very entertaining race, to say the least.
Yes, the start of that was a bit questionable, but as they settled in, the racing got a lot better there. Track limits is definitely questionable as well. I noticed a few guys just taking the grass straight away. I know some of these turns are really hard to pull the car up, especially when the track falls away from you as it heads downhill. But for the other drivers, yeah, we really need to clean up. Maybe this track's just opening itself to that, which would come down to the track selection. It is a beautiful track, and we've got one race to go. So we're going to set the grid and get ready for that as we bring up the race results here.
And there you have it. It's Matt Collins with another very good performance. He finishes in first position. Christian Conn brings it home in second place, with Alex Kiedis finishing in third place. Scott Flack brings it home in fourth, with Matthew Pritchard coming home in fifth place. Troy Cieslawski home in sixth position ahead of Harrison Tebb. These two were racing all the way to the start-finish line. I don't think either of them were fully on the tarmac as they came across the start-finish line. So that was a very entertaining finish. Alparaxu, tough race for him. He finished in 8th place ahead of David Baker in 9th. Eli Newman rounds off the top 10 with Phil Charleglio in 11th place. And Gabriel Nunez rounds off the field in 12th.
Okay, very quick commercial break. Resetting the grid once again and ready for race 5, our last race of the night. So stay tuned.
Tahi, tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
what I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
look, thing is that this place is...
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
What I really want to say about this place is...
Just say it!
It's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahi says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
welcome back, race 5. Boys are gritting up for the final race of the night. Hopefully these boys are sort of laughing at the disorganised starts to these races, but hopefully race 5 we get it down pat as we line up for the last race of the night, race 5. 7 laps. We've got David Baker, Eli Newman on the front row of the grid. Okay, and we've got the green lights, off we go. David Baker getting the whole shot. Eli Newman down next to him. We've got the shredded wheat, I think that's Alpa. Oh, he's done it again. Alex Kiddis coming across everyone. And the changes to... Yes, true to form for tonight, I'd say, but Baker glad he started up the front, and Harrison Tebbs charging him down hard. Look at him take those curves as he gets in deep to chase down David Baker. He wants that race win. You can see fresh air. He's only got one, and Baker's spinning out on his own. You can see the smoke coming up from the rear tyres. Christian Con's coming up for another front podium position, and Gabriel Nunes doing a great job up in P4 at the moment. As we go through, we've got Phil Chiliaglio in P5, Chislowski's teammate in P6. Matt Collins after that incident there, and we've got Pritchard right behind him. So teammate, and Upper Axcu in the pink Gardex Ford Focus, circulating P9 at the moment. Alex Kiddis has dropped back a bit. He was up further, he's had an incident, so was Scott Flack. Scott Flack has come together with Eli Newman, not too sure. Yeah, that's... Yes, it's Baker's holding out at the moment. The swapping of turns is Tebb going off and slowing down, touching the grass, and this allowing Christian Con coming in. Gabriel Nunes still staying in touch. If he just holds firm, he should be on the back of these three because they're going to hold each other up. Tebb trying to get on the inside on the first corner. Let's see if he washes off. He does, but he manages to hit that tarmac just enough to get back in. You can see the car's just getting loose as a change of direction. They try and hold it tight. And here's that blind crest I was talking about before. You just got to aim for the inside curb and the track will come to you or open up for you. Christian Con coming up the inside, but he's settled down a bit now. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. As he gets up the inside, touches the back of Baker, getting him unsettled. And it looks like too wide coming into turns 5, 6. It's Baker and Con side by side. It's only room for one. Who's going to win? Oh, Con just gets it, pulls it in, and to squeeze in. 4. Well, Matt Collins is charging ahead now, so he's catching these 4, the top 3 really quickly. He does have enough laps to get to the front if he can just get a few good corners in, and these guys start making little mistakes. This will allow Matt Collins further up the field as Harrison Tebb's defending David Baker ahead of Christian Cond, who we just saw get loose before, and now he's falling back into Matt Collins' clutches. Gabriel Nunes up into P5, and there's Pritchard, and that's Pritchard and Axcu in the 2 Ford Focuses. The 3 Ford Focuses, we've got the shredded wheat of Troy Cieslawski as well, and Alex Kiddis. They're all there coming into the S's. Oh, if you brake too hard, the rear just comes around, and it's very hard to catch. You have to get off the brakes and let the front steer you through. But being on the grass, it's very hard to get that traction as Alpa does his best. Oh, Pritchard just coming across the nose of Nunes there through the S's. And Phil Chiliagulo's coming through the S's as well. They're struggling a bit and falling back. Alex Kiddis up into P9, but he wants to make a P6. You can see all the positions there. Gabriel Nunes at the head of this pack. Starting to hear some feedback there, Jack. As Harrison Tebb
Dream.
Okay, sorry about that. So you're back on now, Jack, as we're watching Harrison Tebb and David Baker closing in on the back of Tebb now.
There we go. So we've got battles all throughout the field at the moment, but there is one that's most certainly materializing at the front of the field, as I think this would see us through to the end. The thing is, though, as Tebb and Baker fight it out, we saw Matt Collins has been charging through the field. The more they fight, the more that'll benefit Matt Collins. But I'm interested to see how this plays out. Tebb hanging on to that Mercedes. Baker's managed to catch him through the turn 8 downhill section, and Christian Cond has brought himself into the fray as well. It's anyone's game at the front of the field, and no position is secure. Tebb is absolutely pushing that car to try and get as far away from David Baker as he can. Meanwhile, for P2, Christian Cond has really closed up to the back of David Baker, and if he gets a run, I'm assuming he's going to make a pass. Christian Cond right there, trying to find a tighter line on the green and black Ford Focus in front of him. Meanwhile, Baker also looking for the position on Harrison Tebb as well. Cond looking outside of Baker. Let's see how everyone's run out of the final corner is. I think it looks like Christian Cond's got a good one. He's right behind the bumper of Baker. Is he going to look to the inside of turn 1? Not on this occasion. Meanwhile, Harrison Tebb, a little bit out of shape. That's opened up the door for David Baker, but he's holding the inside, is Harrison Tebb, very well, and he's not able to find a way through David Baker this time. However, he's got a good run coming through the uphill right-hander. And is he going to try and move into the hairpin? I think he will, but no. Tebb parks it on the inside. Baker locks it up. That opens the door for Christian Cond. Harrison Tebb's a bit wide as well. Is Cond going to try and take the position away from Harrison Tebb? It's the race towards turn 8. Who's going to come out on top?
Well, Harrison's out there at the moment, but Christian Cond is really hot on the tail here. We'll see where they pick it up and straighten it up for the last couple of races. They've got to look at their front mirror and their rear vision mirror now, as Collins not really gaining as much as I thought with these three tussling up the front, but he's still there. If anything happens with these three, he'll be there to collect the race win and the round win for tonight at Birmingham, Alabama.
Harrison Tebb probably has a lap and a half to go, but Christian Cond is not making his life easy. He was having a look to the inside there, but Harrison Tebb aggressively covering him off. Harrison Tebb just coming into the final couple of corners now. He's got 1 lap to do it. He's got 1 lap to hold on and win this race, but he's got 3 hungry challengers behind him. What's Christian Cond's run out of the final corner like? It's looking pretty good. Is he going to try it into turn 1? No. Christian Cond is biding his time. He's right in the back bumper of Harrison Tebb. David Baker's right there as well. It's anyone's game coming into the final lap of this race. We're in for an absolute belter to finish off the evening. Harrison Tebb goes up through the right-hand uphill section. We're on the run towards the hairpin. David Baker, he looks like he's going to try an opportunistic move on Christian Cond. Oh, the two come together, but Christian Cond, he finds the inside line on Harrison Tebb. It's the race towards turn number 8. Guys, this is for the race win. It couldn't be any closer. It's our last race of the evening. It all comes down to this. Tebb holding the inside through turn 8. He runs a little bit off the road, but he's still holding on. He's probably got about half a lap to go, and it's anyone's game.
And here comes Collins. Collins is right there, but it looks like Harrison Tebb is doing the job at the moment, just covering the inside line, not allowing Con to get the nose in. He's only got a couple of corners to go as we're coming down the back straight into the deep braking section and the sharp right hand up over the crest. He's got to cover that inside, and the track goes away from you. We've got 2 corners to go now. Tebb defending Con, and Baker defending Collins is squeezed right up there, and look like that's how it's going to go. For the checkered flag. This is the last lap coming down the main straight. What a finish. This is the race we wanted, and it's Tebb taking it from Cond. And Baker,
it was very close between Baker and Collins as well. What a finish to that race. Alperaxu's going to bring it home in 5th, Kiedis in 6th, Pritchard in 7th, and Scott Flack, he's a bit further back in 8th position, but that looks like that's going to be where he finishes. Gabriel Nunez is going to come home in 9th position with Troy Cieslawski in 10th. Phil Charleglio, will finish in 11th place, and Eli Newman will come home in 11th. But it was 1/10 of a second separating Harrison Tebb and Christian Cond at the front. Tebb was having to defend so aggressively to keep Cond behind him. He kept him honest right until the end, and it was just over, or just under, just over 8/100ths of a second between David Baker and Matt Collins as well. So what a finish. Plenty of talking points, and that's a great way to finish the night.
It is. That's the sort of racing we wanted to see all night. So the top 4, credit to them. They did an awesome job. Unfortunately, Flack wasn't in the mix there, so he's lost a few points there. Alperaxu was close, but not too much in the mix to have any effect on that top 4. The top 4 very clean racing then for the last lap of for the last race of the round. And it's Harrison Tebb out in P1 ahead of Christian Cond. David Baker just got it ahead of Matt Collins, as you said. Alperaxu and Alex Kiedis in 5 and 6. Pritchard having a bit of trouble at the back there. We saw in that U-turn really going wide in the grass there and costing him a lot. So too Scott Flack coming together with Eli Newman. Gabriel Nunez slipping down in P9. Troy Cieslawski in P10. And P11 and 12 is Phil Charleglio and Eli Newman closing it out in P12. So I guess it's time to talk about the next race for the British Touring Cars. It'll be at Lakeside, and that's in 2 weeks' time on the 14th of September on Wednesday night. So make sure you tune in for that one. That one's going to be doozy as well. Very short circuit and very tight circuit as well. Pretty much similar to this, just not as many turns. So exciting racing there at Lakeside. And if you're following our V8 League, make sure you tune into that. The next one's at Pukekohe on the 7th of September for round 10. Going to New Zealand, maybe for the last time. We're not too sure, as the real boys are not racing at Pukekohe after this year, so that's a shame. So make sure you tune in to watch the last round of that one. Ladies and gentlemen, and Jack, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate your co-commentary, Jack. I'll always deliver on the night, and appreciate your support there.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure once again. I'm here when I can, and I absolutely love it when I am here because the racing is very interesting, and it's always a joy to watch and a joy to talk about. So thank you very much again, Shane, for having me along.
No worries, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen at home, sorry about the audio issues. We know the last couple of races was missing the car audio, but at least we got the commentary, and so that was more important to us. A couple of audio output issues here at the headquarters here at Entertainment Park. So make sure you tune in next week, next Wednesday night. It's V8 at Pukekohe. that's going to be nice and tight. So until then, it's good night.